Hey guys, in today's video, I'm going to be doing a full face of makeup with a bunch of new products. I basically got my hands on some really exciting new releases and I can't wait to share my feelings and thoughts with you on them. I'm going to be applying everything to my face. And yeah, if you are looking for something specific, everything is going to be listed and linked in my description box down below. So in case you're using my affiliate links, thank you so much. That means the world to me. And if you end up enjoying the video, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe to my channel, and also drop me a comment. Just say hi, let me know how you've been, and also let me know if you have tried out any of these products that I'm featuring in today's video. You guys know I'm always really curious to hear your thoughts on them as well. So before we are starting with the very first new product, I already went ahead and I prepped and primed my face. I have, of course, used the DANESSA MYRICKS Yummy Skin Water Powder Serum. This is a serum that I've been loving. This is my second bottle, and the very first one lasted me for ages, you guys, because this only requires like 1 or 2 drops, and I've basically put it in my T-zone where I do get the oiliest, because I do have more oily skin. So I also then went ahead and I applied my beloved Dominique Cosmetics Cooling Blur Mattifying Primer. This also does exist in a hydrating version, but you guys know I love a good blurred base because I do have some enlarged pores right here. And, you know, I just put this all over my face, to be honest, because this is just so amazing. So if you are looking for something that is really blurring, that is a little bit like oil controlling without being too much, without drying out your face, this is lovely. And I don't feel like a lot of people are talking about it. And also recently I've been given a code by Dominique Cosmetics. So check it out. It's in my description box below as well. And oh, I don't think I ever mentioned this product, but I've been using this pretty much every day. This is by R.E.M Beauty, and it is their Energizing Undereye Balm. Before I'm applying my makeup, I use this underneath my eyes because just look at this texture right here. I mean, I've been using this quite a lot. It's almost like blurring your under eyes to a certain degree, and it's also hydrating. It's really lovely. It has a little bit of a cooling effect as well. I feel like ever since I've been using this, my concealer kind of goes on a little bit smoother. But yeah, I wanted to mention this product because I feel like I've never talked about it, and I've been using this pretty much every day. So there you go. This is amazing. Let me know if you've tried this out and feel the same way about it. So this was my prime and prepping step. And before I'm moving on to the foundation, I really want to quickly give myself a spray of this brand new body mist that I picked up. This is by GISOU, and it's the Glazed Cherry Honey Infused Hair and Body Mist. I do have a couple of products by GISOU, but I got myself this brand new release. First off, this packaging. I mean, it's plastic, but it kind of looks so cool. I love cherry scented things, but it has to be the right cherry. And this is so refreshing. It's so amazing. So the top notes on this are juicy cherry and raspberry. The heart is milk and the base is vanilla and red cherry. Let me actually spray this. This room just smells delicious now. I really like it. Let me know if you want to see more body mists on my channel. I mean, can you tell right there? I've got an entire collection, especially Fleur and Sol de Janeiro. I love those body mists. Like, yeah, but this one is really good, and I really like this. This is amazing. They also have this, I think, in glazed honey. Now, I'm more of a cherry person, so I did just pick up this one. But yeah, let's put something on my lips, because I feel like I want to prep my lips. That's also a step I haven't done because I picked up a very new product. So this is by GISOU, and it's the Lip Pulse Glossy Lip Plumper. Look at that packaging. That packaging is adorable. Kind of reminds me of the GISOU. Feel like they are a perfect match. So this arrived this morning. It came in this packaging, and I just read what it said on here, and it says something really bizarre. It says a high-impact clean lip plumper with a satisfying warming, cooling tingle for visibly fuller, glossy lips, always nourishing, never sticky or drying. Warming, cooling. I mean, what is it? Is it warming or is it going to be cooling? I don't know, but we're going to be finding this out. I've got this in the shade Sixth Sense. Sheer warm beige. I don't know how pigmented it's going to be. Hopefully it's not going to look weird or strange because I'm not wearing any like base products just yet. But I always like to prep my lips before I'm applying any makeup. So let's see. This definitely does have a little bit of pigment. I mean, it's a plumping product, and you guys know I'm not the biggest fan of like any like lip plumpers, but I have been loving this one by Dr. Dennis Gross. This is so good. Like I had this in my best of 2026 video and I really like it. Oh, this just got in my mouth. It definitely tingles. It definitely does. Don't let this get into your mouth. The sensation overall, I don't know if I like this. I don't know if I like it. I mean, I like the pigmentation. I don't know if I like the texture of this. It's very slippy. It feels very thin. I mean, there is a lot of reflect to it, yes. Well, we shall see how this is going to plump my lips. Because that's also one thing that I want to see, you know, if it's a plumping effect, how much is it going to plump my lips? We shall see. I'm gonna just let this sit for a bit and then come back to it. So let's move on to the foundation. So this one is by Makeup Forever and it's the HD Skin Balancing and Perfecting Foundation. Now Makeup Forever has one of my all-time favorite foundations and it's this one, the HD Skin one. I don't know if you are able to tell by the looks of this, but this is completely empty. This is a foundation that I use so much. I use this almost every day, and this is also the standard version. This is not the glowy version. If you know me, you know I don't love glowy foundations, but they do have a glowy version of this. This is the normal one. Like, look, you guys, this is completely empty. I went ahead and I purchased a new bottle. That's how much I love this. And I've got so many foundations, okay? So if I do purchase a new bottle of something, it really does mean something. And I will say, one of my favorite foundations of all time. I have to get rid of this empty bottle. This is the new one. Amazing. So I was really surprised when I saw that they would release a brand new foundation, a brand new formula. So one of the things that I will critique straight away is the fact that I do have my perfect shade match in the HD Skin formula, okay? This is 1R12. 1R12. That's like my perfect shade match. It's like a rosy undertone. I do have more of a cool undertone. And with this one right here, I felt like the entire shade range was leaning so warm. It's a little bit of a problem for me. And I struggled, okay? I could not find an exact shade match to the formula that I love so much. So I ended up buying two, and none of them was good for me. So we have to end up with a mixing situation here. I've got this in 106C, so that's actually a cool undertone, but it's way too light for me. And then I've got this in 222 neutral. They did not really have like a deeper shade that has a cool undertone, like not even a light to medium. It's so frustrating. So even when I mix these two together, it's gonna look so warm on my skin. I will have to mix in a pink concealer. Now, this foundation, the formula, in general, I really like it. Now, since I've got oily skin, I will say this is my preferred sort of foundation because this just has a little bit more of that self-setting property, like this dries down on my skin a little bit better. I really feel like I've got to powder this one a little bit so that it dries down, but it's a beautiful foundation. It has amazing coverage and it blends out beautifully. My only pet peeve with this is really just the shade range. The shade range is not for me. I think I'm gonna just do a 50-50 ratio here because that's what I've been doing. And then I'm mixing in, what concealer should I mix this in with? I think I'm just gonna go with this new color corrector that I've been loving. This is by NATASHA DENONA and it's the Hy-Glam Brightener. I've got this in the shade B3 and B2. I'm just gonna mix the shade B3 into the foundation a little bit so that I can just adjust this tone slightly. All right, so I pumped out a couple of pumps on here so you can see the shade. So this is the 106 one and this is the 222 one. Now I'm going to be mixing them together. Again, you can see also the texture. It is a little bit runny, but it's not like super liquidy. Okay, you guys, I clipped back my hair and I zoomed you guys also in a little bit so you guys can actually see what is happening on my face. So let's hope that this is a good shade. Again, I mixed in the NATASHA DENONA color corrector here. Let's see. So I'm going to be using a little bit. I'm just going to do it on one side first so you can see the immediate difference here. I'm going to apply this with a dampened sponge. Again, it's a really pretty foundation and I really like the way, just makes my skin look so even. Like it really balances out my skin tone immediately, has great coverage. And also, I feel like the finish, it's not too glowy. It's more of a natural finish. I mean, if you want more glow, you can definitely use a glowy primer underneath it. It's going to look a little bit different. Just keep that in mind as well. So you can see with one layer, right? I have not built this up just yet. Just with one layer, I feel like this looks pretty. Also, the shade, it works now. I mean, I really like it. So let's also do the rest of my face. Now I'm using a little bit more product now to build it up slightly because I just don't want this to go to waste. I don't think I'm going to use all of it. I'm just going to remove it here a little bit so that we can still apply the concealer. All right, so I feel like this is enough. I don't want to build it up anymore. I think this is looking really good. It is looking pretty natural, you know. It's not looking dry. It's not looking over the top radiant or shiny. Beautiful formula. The only thing I would say is it's not really one that is super self-setting. Now, if you want something that is more self-setting, the HD Skin one, I still prefer this one a little bit more because I have oily skin. And this will last on my skin. I just have to apply powder and use a good setting spray, okay? Otherwise, I feel like it's looking pretty. So easy to blend out with a dampened sponge as well. Also, what is going on with my Kosas lip plumper here? I feel like it has disappeared into thin air. Just gonna have to apply it a little bit more. And has this plumped my lips? Maybe slightly. I really feel like this is a product that you have to reapply and reapply because it's just not cool that it has disappeared after what, like 15 minutes and I've been sitting down here. So let's continue actually, now that my foundation is on. Again, I really like it. It's pretty. So let's move on to the concealer. So this is the NYX Professional Wonder Snatch Concealer. Got a couple of new concealers. I actually did purchase this one, the Prada one, and I also purchased the About Face one. So I don't know. I'm still testing these out a little bit. This one, the drugstore option, I think we're going to be applying that one today. I don't really have a good shade in this. So again, I have to help myself with my beloved Natasha Denona pink concealers because one of the shades is a little bit too yellow in undertone and the other one is a little bit too peachy. So I've got this in two shades. I've got this in 10 light beige and I have it in 13 medium light. So I gotta like do a whole mixing situation here again. Now, for a drugstore concealer, I think this is fine. Is it the best concealer in the world? Definitely not. It's very thin in texture, but it does have great coverage, you know. It really just provides, like, I would say a solid medium coverage. Like, it has definitely more coverage than this Prada concealer. This one does not have a lot of coverage. The only thing is, I would not advise this product in case you have very dry under eyes. It's a little bit more of a self-setting product. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be applying the correctors first, and then we're going to be putting the concealer on top of it. This is the shade B2, by the way. I'm just putting that in the corners where I'm going to be putting the lighter shade. I also tried out their foundation, which I really did not love that much. That one just oxidized on me like crazy. And I still have not found a good shade match. Let's put the shade light beige. I'm going to put a little bit of the shade. Look at that. It's going to look... It looks so yellow. And now I'm going to use the shade medium light, which is a little bit better because it's a little bit peachier. Ugh, it's so orange. Oh my god. I'm just going to blend this out with my sponge. It's going to be fine because I just put down the Natasha Denona corrector. It's a very thin, liquidy formula, I feel like. So, but if I do it this way, where I'm using the color corrector with it, I think it's going to be fine. It's not going to be a big issue. Yeah, you barely can't tell that this was super yellow and super peachy, right? It's because of the color corrector. That's really what it is. Okay, with the sponge, just blends out fine. You just have to blend it out immediately. Don't let this sit because it's going to dry down. But again, not necessarily my all-time favorite concealer, but it's usable. You know, I can definitely get some use out of this. But okay, so concealer is blended out. So before we are moving on, I'm just going to quickly put something on my lids. I'm going to be using my Sigma eyeshadow primer. So that's the one that I'm always using. I'm using the shade Persuade. This does not crease. That's why I love it so much. And that's why I'm using this all the time, because I've got a little bit more oily lids. And so this is amazing. And I just literally apply it with my fingers. I rarely do finger application only for this product, because I feel like when you warm this up with your hands, with your fingers, it just applies amazingly. And I don't ever want to have a different eyeshadow primer. So many of you ask me what eyeshadow primer I'm using. It's this one. I've emptied so many of them, but also one of them is gonna go such a long way. All right, you guys, before I'm gonna be setting this face, I do wanna use a cream contour product. You guys know I love cream contours. I've got so many. I just adore that step, and I always do that right before I'm applying setting powder. So this is by NARS, and it's the Multiple Sculpting Stick in the shade Sheer. I think that's the shade. I think it's the lightest shade. What a beautiful shade. I've got to say, I really love the shade. It's not going to look really ashy on you. It has like a little bit of warmth to it, but it's just such a beautiful, beautiful shade. The only thing that I don't love 100% with this is the formula. Now, my biggest issue with this is I feel like it's a little bit too balmy, too creamy, to a point where it just blends and blends and blends, and it's very hard to control. I prefer something like the House Labs contour stick. That one is perfect. Or Victoria Beckham contour stylus. Amazing. Something that when you blend it out, it's going to stay where you actually put it down. But I mean, you can still blend it out, right? But this one is just really hard to control, especially on my nose. Every time I'm using this, I'm just like, I don't know. It's just kind of balmy. I mean, it's not looking quite as patchy as the ABH contour stick. So let me actually apply it like right here. I'm telling you, it's just over blending. Like, you gotta be super careful with this. It did create a shadow, okay? So you can kind of like look a little bit snatched with this. Now I'm gonna take it like that and just tap off the excess a little bit, because again, it just blends and blends and blends and blends, and it just does not really want to stay put. I feel like the House Labs one, it's perfect if you don't want to overblend your contour product. This has just a little bit too much of that balmy texture. I really like the shade, especially in the summertime. I feel like it could almost like be like a cream bronzer on my skin tone. So let me do the nose. Usually I would not do this with this kind of formula. This is so creamy and buttery and melty. I know it's just gonna be moving my foundation around. And it's just so hard to be precise with this. I don't like it. It just goes everywhere. It's just so hard to control. I mean, I have to blend it out somehow. Otherwise, I just have like 2 stripes on my nose. Yeah, definitely not my favorite product. I love the shade again, but I don't like how balmy this is and how it's just really hard to control somehow. Okay, so let's actually set my face. The newest setting powder that I actually own is this one by NATASHA DENONA. And I did feature this in my best of 2026 video, the last video that I uploaded. I've been using this so much as well. And this comes with a ton of product. This comes with 18 grams. And I just disperse it on the back of my hand and get it into the puff. Let's actually set one side with this NATASHA DENONA powder. This is so beautiful. And I love the fact that this works underneath my eyes. And this is a waterproof powder. So if it rains outside, well, this heat wave is like canceling out any sort of English summer rain, really. But if it rains outside, this is a powder that is waterproof, so which is pretty amazing. This keeps my foundations from getting shiny throughout the day. And that's a really big win for me. If you have oily skin, that is something you're gonna love. I don't know if you have dry skin, if you are gonna necessarily love this powder in the same way that I do. I dig it so much. I mean, I love this so much. This is really good. I like it. I like it a lot. I don't think I've ever tried this foundation with this powder. Usually I use the Makeup Forever powder because it's Makeup Forever. But can we see? I think this powder is super blurring. It really sets my makeup well. Now, I love this. I like a really good powdered face. I don't want to be excessively shiny. I just really like how this is looking. Before I'm moving on to the brand new bronzer that I picked up, I have to do my eyebrows, and I'm going to do them quickly off camera because I don't really have a new eyebrow product to show you. So I'm going to be doing this and then I'll be right back. All right, you guys, I am back. My brows are filled in. I used the usual suspects. I used my ABH brow definer in the shade medium brown, and I used, of course, my Kosas Air Brow in the shade soft brown. So let's move on to the bronzers. And you guys, a couple of days ago, I actually filmed an entire bronzer declutter. It's gonna be a fun one because I got rid of so many bronzers. Oh my gosh. But I also purchased a new one. I'm so happy I got this one, but again, it's quite a bougie product. So this one is by Chantecaille and it's the Real Bronze. So Chantecaille this summer has released a couple of new shades in their bronzer formula. This is the shade Soleil. It's described as a cool bronzer. So I was like, oh, look at that. It's so beautiful. It really reminds me of the RMS Beauty Redimension Hydra bronzers. It's has a little bit of a sheen, but it's not overwhelmingly glowy, which I like. And I think this is a baked gelée. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it feels like that. And it's just such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful bronzer. Very, very pricey. If I could refilm my best bronzers for cool undertones, I would definitely include this product though in that because this is still a little bit warm, but it's working on my skin tone. So let's just apply it. Such a beautiful formula too. Blends out like a dream. And it's not over the top pigmented. And it's not looking patchy. Now, Chantecaille is a brand I really do not have any products by them. Is this a brand that you guys are curious about or not? You know, I really want to know. Because I feel like they are very niche. They are very like a niche brand. And there is a particular audience that would enjoy these products. I don't know if that's me necessarily, but I love this bronzer. Just look at that. This bronzer is seamless. Oh, it's so pretty. So, so, so pretty. I mean, it's beautiful. It's not too glowy. It has just a little bit of a sheen, but it's just gonna give you that really like sun-kissed glow, that glow from within without being like glittery, shimmery, or any of that. It looks so good. I really, really like it. So let's move on to the next product. Let's move on to a new blush. And this one is also really, really exciting because this is also a brand I've never featured on my channel. So this is by Violet FR and this is the Plume Blush. You know, this is a formula like a mousse cream to powder formula. First off, I love the packaging. I've got two shades here. Love the packaging. Beautiful packaging, although it's plastic, but it's so stunning. Really stunning product. Looks like a little bit like a pebble. This is a formula, this was invented in Korea. And Rare Beauty has some of these blushes. And my favorite formula is by Sweet Beauty. Sweet Beauty has these beautiful, amazing blushes, and they came out with them before every other brand was just following the trend. So I've got this in the shade Souvenir. It's like this ultraviolet shade. And when I saw this, you guys know I love shades like that. This looks very intimidating in the pan, right? It does not translate as such onto the cheeks. This is the only shade that I've tried out. I could not help myself. I had to dig in there immediately when I got it. So I'm going to show you some B-roll footage of me applying this shade and how it looked. It really just translated on my cheeks. It translated as like a really pretty cool toned pink shade. This might actually work for more people than you would assume so, just because of the fact that it's like a really sheer cool toned pink. And the shade that I want to use today, I've not tried out this shade, I just swatched it. It's the shade Rose Fumé. So it's like this more neutral pink. I'm gonna actually use one of my BK Beauty brushes here, the 109 brush, and I'm just gonna go in. I hope this is not neon pink though. I'm just gonna tap it off a little bit, and that's, I don't think so. I think this is gonna be a really pretty, oh no, this is stunning. Yeah, stunning. Really just kind of looks like a powder. And also I was quite worried because sometimes these products, my skin is eating creams up. You guys may know that by now, that I'm not the biggest fan of a cream blush because my skin is just eating it up and I have to reapply that product all the time. With this, I felt like it stuck around. That is such a stunning shade. They've got another one called Praline, but I think that might be too warm for me. Now, I do like a beige blush, even if it's a little bit warmer, but it has to have a certain amount of pink in there. And I felt like, just by seeing some other people using that shade, it was pretty orange. So I don't want an orange blush. I don't really love that on my skin tone. What are we thinking? I love it. I think it's beautiful. It has a little bit of a sheen to it, right? It really just gives the cheeks such a beautiful finish. And it looks super natural as well, you know. Yeah, this is a great formula. Let's move on. I don't really have a new highlighter, you guys. The newest highlighter that I've got is the one that I featured in my best of video. And it's by Kosas, and it's the Shiny Objects Powder Highlighter. I've got this in the shade Haloed. So here it is. This is the shade. When I got this in the beginning, I thought it had some visible shimmer particles in there. Does not. It looks really, really beautiful. It has like this stunning sort of like glow, like this reflective, wet glow that I'm all about. So I'm just going to apply a little bit right here. I love this. I love this on my nose. Like literally the tip of my nose. That's something I always highlight. And this looks amazing. It looks so good. It just gives you that wet sort of like reflectiveness. So pretty. I really like it. There we go. Cute. Okay, so that's that. Let's move on to a new eyeshadow palette. I picked this up on a whim. I definitely did. Can't wait. I've not played around with this just yet. I have not even swatched this one. So this is the new NATASHA DENONA, the 10 eyeshadow palette. Now you might be surprised that I actually have a NATASHA DENONA eyeshadow palette in today's video because I really never feature her eyeshadow palettes. I do own only one prior to this one, okay? I have this I Need a Nude palette by her. And it's not a bad eyeshadow palette, but it's also not a favorite of mine. I like the color story quite a lot. It's a beautiful palette, but I use this sometimes, but I only use certain shades in this. My biggest problem with this eyeshadow palette was that the deepest shade here was one of these cream formulas, and I really did not like it. I thought this would be an easy formula to use, you know, and I ended up sitting there so long just to tweak around my eyeshadow because of the shade that it wasn't quite an enjoyable process. I will say, I'm going to be honest with you. Some of these shimmers were really beautiful. I mean, it's a pretty color story. You guys know I love a good cool toned neutral eyeshadow palette. I really, 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 really do. But this deep shade, this cream shade, gave me a headache. And I think it's also in this new palette. But I saw this and I really do like a beautiful brown eyeshadow. And I mean, she has so many of these neutral eyeshadow palettes these days. But this color story, let's have a look inside. It looks stunning. Again, I've not swatched this yet, but you are going to see the swatches because I'm going to be swatching this after this video. And I'm really, really excited to be doing a look with this today. I'm going to go in with the shade Soft Spot. This one right here. I'm going to put this all over my crease. It's described as a matte medium sandy brown. Fair enough. So far so good. Looks really toasty. I mean, it's definitely a sandy brown. I am going to use another shade here. I think I'm going to use Glide. This is the shade I mean. I'm going to use this one. I don't know how I'm feeling about this formula just yet. I feel like it's a little bit hard to blend it out and to make it look like airbrushed. So I'm gonna just use the shade Puddle. That's actually a pretty shade. I really like this shade. Okay, should we try? Should we actually try and use the shade Lazy? And Lazy is described as a light medium sandy nude. This shade. How is this light medium? Looks very bright. Oh no. It's almost peachy. Okay, well, I'm just gonna try and put it in my inner corner. I wish there was a shade that was a little bit lighter in here. Let's continue. I am so scared to dip into dip because it's this creamy thing right here. It looks like my brush has some blue color on there. The shadow that I was using was staining my brush. So it is clean, but the bristles are just stained. That's it. I'm just going to be very mindful with this shade. I mean, this blends out a little bit better, I feel like, than the one in the I Need a Nude palette. I am using more like packing motions than swiping motions. We're getting somewhere, okay? Work in progress. I'm gonna put something in my waterline. I actually do have a NATASHA DENONA eyeliner. I don't like it because I always put it in my waterline, and I don't really think this is an eyeliner that is meant for the waterline because it will just gather in my inner corner. And also this is the shade Brown. After a couple of hours, this turns completely red on me. Like it looks like I've got a bloody waterline or something. It's so bizarre. And I once wore this outside on a summer day and I was like, what the heck? What is this eyeliner? It's so bad. It looks really good when it goes on. But trust me, the longevity of this in my waterline is literally non-existent. Okay, so let's move on to my lower lash line. I'm gonna go in with Glide on my lower lash line. I might have to blend it out with Paddle, and then I'm gonna deepen it up with Dip. I think Glide might also be one of these creamy mattes. I'm not sure anymore. I mean, they completely forgot to list this shade online. I'm gonna go in with Paddle. I'm gonna use this shade. This shade right here to blend this out. Okay, now I'm gonna go into the deepest shade Dip. Okay, so I'm gonna be cleaning up the edges. I always use my Hourglass Vanish concealer. And then I'm using a dry sponge and I'm gonna just snatch it. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I had a look at all of these shimmers. Some of these are more satins, other ones are a little bit more metallic, and then there are some toppery shades and definitely some really pretty shimmer shades in here. The shade Brook is very deep. I might put that on my outer corners of my lids. I want to use this shade, Cellast, and I want to use this shade in my inner corners to highlight. Let me actually apply, should I apply some glitter glue? So this is the glitter glue I'm always using by NYX. Been using this for years. I'll just apply it with my finger like that. Yeah, let's use that shade because this looks really pretty. That is like a pale golden. That's what I like. I like something really pale gold. Now I'm gonna go into the shade Brook. This one right here. Oof, that looks stunning. This has a little bit more silver in there. Okay, so now I'm gonna go into the shade Villa. This one right here. Now I really love the shade Villa as an inner corner highlighter. It looks amazing. But I also want to go and use the shade Kissed right next to it because I was kind of looking at that when I dipped into the pen. This shade right here, I'm gonna use that. Okay, you guys, what are we thinking? This is very toasty brown, very warm, very, yeah, very summery though. I mean, I'm not mad at it, you know. Sometimes I like a good, like, warm toned brown eyeshadow look, but with the shimmers, some of them are very golden. I think I've used the ones that aren't that golden. Before I am going to be moving on to a mascara, and I actually tried out two brand new mascaras. I'm gonna be setting my face. I'm gonna use the One Size Until Dawn setting spray because it's so bloody hot in here. I really need something to lock it all in. I love this. I really do like this setting spray. It's amazing, but it's like literally the strongest one in my entire collection. This one, and I also love the Charlotte Tilbury one. I emptied an entire one, and I actually did repurchase it, but I purchased a huge bottle. They came out with this jumbo size. And this, I love this so much. This is such an amazing setting spray. But for today, I'm going to be using this. I'm always just holding my breath because this smells quite intense. So let me actually apply some mascara. And I have tried two brand new mascaras because, well, I mean, you guys know I have been using this Sweet Cloud mascara now for the longest time. It's my favorite mascara in the world. And I just don't know what has gotten into me. I just felt like maybe it's time to try some new mascaras, see what's out there. And I mean, I can only apply one, but I did film some footage with the other one. So this one is by Vive Beauty and it's the Icon Mascara. Just look at that packaging. This packaging, it's so beautiful. It's extremely luxe. I have been using this now quite a lot. Also, this one is empty. So I was like, this is the perfect moment to try something else. And I had this for a hot minute and I never opened it. They do have another mascara. This is the newer one. The older one was fine, but it did crumble off after a while. This one is not doing that. This one is not crumbling. It's not like transferring in any way. This is really, really good. The brush is gigantic. It's huge. It's a fiber bristle brush. Usually I prefer a silicone brush. It's not one of the most separating ones. It's more of a volumizing one, but it's very lengthening at the same time. Like I almost look like I was wearing false lashes. That's definitely a massive difference. You know, no mascara with mascara. I really like this though. This is like, it's giving you like fake lashes instantly. This is like really bold. For a special occasion, this is mind-blowing. The only thing that I struggled a little bit with, it's not the easiest to apply on your lower lashes. You gotta be really careful when you apply this, just due to the fact that this brush is quite large. I mean, just look at that. The one that I wanna apply today is still pretty new, and this is also by a brand that I've never featured on my channel. So this one is by Merit, and it's the Clean Volume Mascara. Now this is not as lengthening as this one. This is, however, a lot more separating. This brush is tiny. It's so small. And we have to compare both of them. Look at that difference. That's crazy. The tubing of this, I mean, it is tubing. When I wash this off, it does come off with lukewarm water, right? It just comes off in the strings. It works, and I did not have any problem in getting this off my lashes, nothing. It also did not transfer. The only thing I realized throughout the day was that it felt a little bit dry on my lashes. And also with the tubing formula, you can't really build this up to the extreme. You gotta kind of work a little bit quicker. So I'm just gonna do this and I'll be right back. All right, you guys, I feel like it's really pretty though. I mean, I definitely did manage to get my eyes looking a little bit more dramatic because I was blinking into the mascara. And that's the trick if you want a little bit more of a dramatic sort of look with a tubing mascara. You really have to blink into the mascara because then it just coats the lashes a little bit easier. That's for the other eye as well. It's beautiful though. It's a beautiful look. And for a tubing mascara, because I've tried some that are really not good, I feel like this is one of the better ones. Let's see how it's gonna work if it's been open for a while. But all right, you guys, that's it for my eyes. So let's move on to my lips. Just a quick note, I feel like this has completely left the building. Has it actually plumped up my lips? I mean, my lips do feel nourished. They feel sort of balmy, but it looks like I'm not wearing any product anymore. Yeah, longevity, I have so many new lip products. But when I saw this, I was like, I really, really could not resist. I could not resist this one. So this one is by Huda Beauty and it's the Liquid Matte Mousse. You guys know I love a good matte sort of blurring lip formula. My favorite ones are still the ABH ones. Those are so good. I have tried this out once because I just couldn't resist. I wanted to know what it was like. And this is a lot thinner than the ABH ones, but I still like it. I like it. I've got this in the shade Mocha Mauve. It pulls quite brown on my lips. It's not necessarily like mauve. In terms of lip liners, I'm gonna go in, this is actually by Jane Iredale. They reformulated their lip liners a while ago, and I've got this amazing shade Nude. This works with so many of my lipsticks. It's kind of crazy. It's just such a beautiful shade. I'm gonna be applying this one. It's also not too stiff and it's not too creamy. It's a beautiful in-between. It's exactly what I like. So I'm just going to do this real quick and I'll be right back. All right, my lips are lined. I really, really like this liner and I love this shade. It's going to match this shade so, so well. Now, what I don't love is that this has like a spongy applicator. Let me apply it and I'm going to tell you a little bit about the formula. It feels like very airy. I don't think it's quite as blurring as my ABH ones, but I don't think anything is quite as blurring as those. It just does not feel like a mousse. It's called a mousse. I think it's not that moussey. It's a beautiful neutral brown. So if you were looking for a brown shade, this is the one. They've got this in plenty of other shades, okay? So, looking at my finished look, I've got to say I like it. Let me know if you've tried out any of these products featured today. I would be really curious to know your opinion. Drop me a comment down below. Also check out my description box, you know, with all the discount codes, and all the products are going to be listed there. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe to my channel in case you have not yet. And I shall be seeing you very, very soon with the next one. So please do take care. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.